Yeah.
It's thinking. Oh, here we go. Hello and welcome to the Voice of Your Passions business interview series. I'm Stephanie Bonte-Lebair. Super excited to have an amazing guest with us today, Vaughn Foy, who is the voice brander. And can I just tell you, I am so in love with that, given that I'm also a voice person. And we are going to have a very quick 15-minute go right to the heart of what Vaughn does. He's going to have a gift for everyone today all around audiobooks. So if that is something you've ever thought about, if you have a book that you'd like to turn into an audiobook, or you're going to write a book and you're thinking about maybe an audiobook, this is the interview you want to listen to. So I'll just quickly introduce him. We're going to jump right into some great questions. Thanks for being here, Vaughn.
So great to be here. Of course, so appropriate on voices.
Yes, right? How does your voice sound? All right, so really quickly, Vaughn is renowned as the voice brander, audio engineer, educator, and author. Vaughn Foy expands the impact of influencers through the power of their voice. Nonfiction authors hire Vaughn to self-narrate, record, edit, and distribute their audiobooks to over 49 global platforms. He's produced over 35 author-narrated audiobooks in the last 18 months. You've been busy.
Just a
And
little bit.
over his career, he's also produced 14 of his own saxophone jazz albums, and he plays a mean saxophone. Super, super cool. His clients report that Vaughn makes recording fun, enjoyable, and easy. Welcome to the show.
Woohoo! Glad to be here. Really glad to be here. This is
Yay,
great.
yay. So we always start with, why are you passionate about the voice and audio and all things related to audio?
Well, I think the biggest thing, I'm passionate about the voice because our voice is our biggest connector with each other. Our ears are tuned to the human voice. I learned that we begin hearing the human voice in the womb. It's one of the first of our senses that is active before we come out. We look at the mom, and the voice carries our passions. It carries our struggles, trials, triumphs, all of that. Our love, our hate, if you want to, don't like, but carries everything. And to be able to capture that and to replay it on demand, as Thomas Edison said, is it's amazing to be in the space of capturing the voice and being able to uh, have it out to really the world and for legacy for things being recorded. So,
Yeah, it carries the voice carries conscious and unconscious information. Our subconscious
mm,
picks up on things, right? That we don't even realize when we hear someone's voice. So it does have such an impact. And how did you get started with your business? I know you're a saxophone player and you've been doing that for a really long time, but
right.
how did you turn that into your passion for audiobooks?
Actually, I've been recording the human voice or like speeches since cassette tape, so that kind of puts a little
Nice.
date on it. And
We don't look that old, Vaughn.
thank you, I love that compliment. But I've been since cassette tape recording messages or sermons from a pastor from then till now, and audio. When it turned to audiobooks, of course, like you said, I've always been in music, but audiobooks I was hearing, speakers, and then you go back to their table to get their CDs, and this was back in CD time, um, and there would
Back in the
be,
day.
dogs barking on it, or it'd be distorted or something. It's like, wait a minute, we can do better. So let me help you out. I love editing and stuff, and that's how it started. Literally, just before COVID, 2019,
Mm,
which was very appropriate, the timing,
well
because
done.
jazz,
Yeah,
and music stopped three
yeah,
months later. So that's how it began, so to speak.
yeah, and it's so important for those of us who are musicians and performers to know someone like you who can do the technical side of things that we, maybe try to do it ourselves if we're on a low budget, but honestly, we shouldn't be doing ourselves. So, can you
Yeah,
share the transformation you provide when you're working with your authors to help create their audiobooks?
absolutely. I think the biggest transformation is, I think, along with public speaking, getting in front of a mic, whether it's in the studio or even here, like on an interview, when you're getting ready to push record, there's this, oh, I got to be perfect, or there's this angst. So just like a musician, when you go in the studio, it's totally different than a live performance. So the transformation I provide is, an author that may be a speaker or maybe not at all, but get them in front of a mic and to record their book for however long it is, and to be comfortable with recording their voice. They're
Yeah.
easy. We don't prep for talking on Zoom or on the phone or in person, but being able to coach them through and why it's important to share their voice, and then them finally sharing it, and it's like, wow, that wasn't as bad or scary as I thought it was going to be. And they have their voice out there, they're excited about, I can't wait, I got to write another book because this is fun. So turning
Yeah.
from being super, daunting, long experience to like, wow, that was awesome, and I can't wait to share my voice now, because they built the confidence, they built the encouragement, and they've captured their message or their memoir or method that they're able to share. So that's the
Yeah.
transformation. And then of course, they get into the fastest growing segment of the publishing industry, which is audiobooks, just like podcasts are blowing up. So now their books are right alongside all of their favorite authors that are also doing audiobooks.
Yeah, they're gonna reach more people, right? So then not only they feel more comfortable, and I heard you really say also excited, excited to
Yep.
hear their voice, which is exciting for me, right?
Right.
And then also they reach more people because there's more formats of the content out there in the world, and so
Yeah.
people learn differently and they appreciate books in different ways. So some like digital, some like the one you can hold in your hand, and some people want to listen while they're washing the dishes. So
Yeah.
you like whatever works for you. You want to be able to expand the possibilities of people seeing what you're all about. Can you share a specific story of someone that you supported with an audiobook?
Yeah, I was thinking of, there's a current person that actually we're recording right now. Actually, he's recorded. He was a soldier in Afghanistan, and he was introduced to me. We started talking about, and then it's like, oh man, your story. He lost
Mm.
his friend, that he grew up with, and just sharing. War stories are always, or soldier and war stories are always, we that are not in the military, we want to know and hear what's that experience like. And he got so excited about recording. Like I was saying earlier, he was like, I don't know about this and how do I sound, and coaching him through. So not only did he finish his book, but he added bonus chapters and actually had an interview with another one of the soldiers that he had, that we're going to add in the audiobook, because
Oh,
audiobooks are so
wow.
flexible. So he like took it
Yeah.
and ran with it, and it's going to be really, really amazing. It's going to be out in about a month or so.
I love that. I love that you can add to it, and it's not like you have to republish your book, right? It's
Exactly.
bonus material. You can add bonus
Exactly.
material, which could
Yes.
be, extend the life of the book in a way. And
Yes.
one thing we're gonna do, 'cause full disclosure, Vaughn's gonna be helping me with a project, a multi-author book that my community is going to be doing, and, I wanna add music to my book because I'm a singer and a
Yeah.
songwriter and all of that, so I think that's part of this story as well, is how to add, music to what we're gonna be creating, so I feel like we'll have some bonuses as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
Yay.
major.
Well,
All the flexibility.
you have a gift for everyone today. Can you describe what your gift is?
Sure. It is my ebook. I call it a micro ebook, but it's an ebook that's entitled "Push Record So the World Can Push Play,"
Hmm.
and it really describes and helps, um, whether you're an author or anyone else, about our voice. I mentioned about how we hear, the voice in the womb, and we each have a voice print that's unique, like your fingerprint. So this book really dives into, some to open your eyes about how unique and how important your voice is, And even when the whole recording industry was built on audiobooks. When Thomas Edison made the phonograph, he was making it to make talking books, to hear the human voice on demand at any point in the future. And
Nice.
that started the whole music, film, everything that's recorded audio started because of audiobooks. And so there's some
Wow.
information
I
in
didn't know that about Thomas Edison. Like, he's the first audiobook guy, essentially.
there.
He's
Yep.
ahead of his time for sure. Wow, that's
Absolutely.
amazing. So to get this little ebook from you, you're going to want to type hashtag push record as a comment under the video, and then Vaughn's going to reach out directly to you and give you your gift.
Absolutely.
Before we round this little interview out, aren't any final thoughts or suggestions that you have for people?
Yeah. One last thing I want to, the thing about our voice, and especially in the, because audiobooks are the fastest growing segment of the publishing industry, you want to have an audiobook because 25% of listener or readers in the US are actually audiobook only listeners, and that keeps growing day by day. So without an audiobook, and you'll notice any of your favorite authors, they all have audiobooks, especially in the nonfiction realm. You want to make sure that you're reaching out to that 25% and growing 25% or having an audio version of your book for those that are visually impaired, those that have dyslexia, sorry,
Mhm.
and also for those that, the last thing I'll say is audio is always passive. You don't have to use your eyeballs, so you
Yeah.
can listen. They can listen to your book driving, cooking, on their morning walks, their workout, all of that. That's why audiobooks, just like podcasts, are really growing and booming. So you want to make sure you reach out.
Yeah,
Uh,
there really is an accessibility issue, right, for having an audiobook. And I have a son who has ADHD, and he actually prefers listening to the content versus reading content. So, I there's I hadn't really thought of that until just now, but yeah, there's a lot of people who would prefer to, you know, um, take in information through
yes.
audio and maybe can't otherwise. So
Yeah.
that's a really important reason to really go forward and get that done. So
Yep.
if that is you, Vaughn is the one. He's the man. We're going to have a really great project coming up that's going to be released in 2025. So stay tuned for more of that. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, if you'd like to meet Vaughn or other amazing creatives, so our community is full of coaches, speakers, trainers, marketing professionals, service based, heart centered entrepreneurs who really want to make a difference and consider themselves creatives. So they are creating content, they are doing audio, podcasts, books,
Yes.
programs. They're creating in order to express the gifts that they have into the world and transform other people's lives. So if that feels like you, please come visit us. You can find our next event at ebnnetworking.com, and we'd love to have you come visit. And thank you once again, Vaughn, for being here.
Great to be here. Come on out to EBN. It's awesome. And thank you for the opportunity to share. Listening forward to hearing from you all.
We will hear you there. Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Okay.